Live and on demand from the WNY News Now studios in downtown Jamestown. This is News Now at noon.
Now at noon, a level 3 sex offender arrested after allegedly hanging around children, and New York State Senator Cathy Young combating human trafficking. But first, we check in with Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
Happy Tuesday, everybody, and happy Tuesday, Jay. We've got a lot of weather to talk about, so let's get right into it. You're looking live at First Defense Doppler radar, and what we're looking at here is this system that's back to our west, this flow around the low, and this is going to be moving back up in our direction. You can see it's throwing the rain up our way, and this is what's going to be coming our way today and then tonight. Let's take you through that here on future weather. This is the RPM model. You can see it's picking up on a few of the rain showers. When you get into the oranges and the reds, it indicates heavier amounts of rainfall. Now for the early afternoon, we told you about this. There's likely going to be a break this afternoon. And if we can get the sunshine to peek out, that's going to be the petrol, the fuel for this next line of showers and storms that comes in. And again, we're thinking the main timing window for some of the strongest activity today is probably going to be about 5 o'clock this afternoon. And you can see the models trying to paint some of that scattered rain showers. And then this next line of storms comes in. So again, this is going to be our main concern, this line of showers and storms that could easily produce some damaging winds and along with some heavy rainfall to go along with that as well. So again, this is something we're going to be watching throughout the day today, and if we need to go on the air for severe weather coverage, you know we will. So to break down the forecast for today, showers and storms develop this afternoon with that next batch of showers and storms. Some of them could be strong to severe, chokingly humid as well, 73 to 78 with a south wind 14 to 26. Some gusts, non-thunderstorm gusts, maybe around 30 to 35 miles an hour. I'll show you the other in-house computer model and we'll time it all out with that Quick Solution 7-day a little bit later on in the show, Jay.
Dakota, thank you. A level 3 sex offender was arrested following a citizen complaint that he was loitering near a group of children. 70-year-old Richard Conti, who lives on Washington Avenue in the city of Dunkirk, was arrested after police said he was standing in a resident's Main Street front yard talking with the kids. Conti is charged with second-degree harassment and trespassing. Dunkirk police remind you to be watchful in your neighborhoods and immediately report any suspicious activity to the cops. A Fredonia man was arrested after members of the Southern Tier Regional Drug Task Force and New York State Police raided his business last week. 55-year-old James Langdor-Dorfin faces a number of charges after authorities reportedly seized narcotics, marijuana, and other contraband during the raid, which was a result of a several-month-long investigation of drug trafficking. New York State Senator Cathy Young is working to combat human trafficking. Young said legislation she's supported intended to help curtail sexual exploitation of children and provide safe housing for victims has now been signed into law. The senator said one of the laws will create a criminal charge of sex trafficking of a child by removing the requirement to prove force, fraud, or coercion where a child is under 18 engages in sex trafficking or a sex act. Prosecutors should have an easier time lodging charges against those who prey on children, according to Young. In 2016, the Western New York Trafficking Task Force identified approximately 100 victims, including 60 children. Young, however, believes that number is higher because the victims are often physically, psychologically, financially, or emotionally held captive by their traffickers. Chautauqua County District Attorney Patrick Swanson and the State District Attorneys Association are questioning new prosecutorial conduct laws signed by Governor Andrew Cuomo. Swanson said he is deeply concerned because the law reveals many constitutional issues. He said the state association is supporting coming legislation to fix the problem. Opponents of the law say it violates the separation of powers. Swanson said he supports efforts to take the law to court and to address issues with the law. As college students around the country prepare to head back to school, SUNY Fredonia is gearing up for its largest incoming first-year class in the school's history. The school announced this week that 1,200 first-year students are expected to fill classrooms this fall. Officials said they are overhauled their entire undergraduate admission process last year to prepare for these increases in freshmen. SUNY Fredonia's second largest first-year enrollment was last year with 1,128 students. And when we return, a group of anglers are trying to improve fishing in the county. And later, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter with a look at how much rain we'll see today.
The Frewsburg Pharmacy is the small-town pharmacy with big-time service. Located at 26 West Main Street, Greg Nelson treats his customers like family, so you know you are in good hands when you walk through the door. The Frewsburg Pharmacy has everything you need and more, including a gift shop for the seasons. Stop down to the Frewsburg Pharmacy today and let the staff show you why the Frewsburg Pharmacy is the pharmacy that cares about you.
Hey, this is Ryan Hedrick reporting from the Jamestown Bowling Company, where the bowling is off the hook, the food is even better, and the camaraderie watching sports is oh so great.
The food is fantastic and the drinks are cold.
Mark was bowling almost a perfect game. Mark, do you come here a lot?
Every day.
Wow, Mark comes here every day. No excuse for you not to get to Jamestown Bowling Company on Foot Avenue. Jamestown Bowling Company. Eat, drink, bowl, and be merry.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
Everything's made fresh here. We love to be outside, and it's nice inside if it's raining, so we have a choice.
Locals and non-locals agree that the Main Landing is quickly becoming a destination.
It's just so casual, and just the food is amazing.
I love the hamburgers.
But I really like the tuna I had.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
For more than 2 decades, Dorler Landscape Designs has provided exceptional service to customers right here in Chautauqua County with one goal in mind: transform your lawn into an attractive landscape that will be the envy of the neighborhood. From landscape design to lawn maintenance to sprinkler installation and so much more. Count on Dorler Landscaping. Call us today and let us get to work for you. Dorler Landscaping Designs at dorlerlandscape.com.
And welcome back to News Now, New and Noteworthy. A group of concerned anglers are worried about how people handle muskies once they catch them, and say improper handling is a danger to fish and the sport. With that in mind, New York State Muskies, Inc. is in its first phase of a 5-year project to educate anglers on the best methods to protect and handle the fish. Clint Nicholson, NYSMI president, spoke with us about the project.
We noticed that anglers were going out, fishing before the season starts or after the season ended, keeping fish that weren't proper lengths. So we wanted to protect the fisheries a little better. So we created these signs to try and inform anglers of, season dates, size limits, and also proper holding techniques. It was a little tough to get all that information on a smaller sign like that. But the holding techniques is crucial for their survival rate.
The group is posting educational signs on lakes all across the state to help anglers learn the seasons, bag limits, and most importantly, how to safely catch, handle, and release muskies. The anglers are responding to years of seeing fish mishandled. Nicholson said education is key, and he hopes to spread the word far enough that the impact will help positively improve the lakes and waterways.
You have to kind of use your judgment when you get the fish to the side of the boat. Use the proper equipment would be the first thing. Bigger hooks, have a big net ready, have your pliers and hook cutters ready. Those are all big things, because those big treble hooks that we use for trolling and casting, they can get lodged down in their throats, and you might have to cut the hooks off to get it out, and safely release the fish. Make sure you have pliers to take the hooks out altogether because the muskies have huge teeth. Use your judgment on high water temperatures. You know, if it's above 70 degrees, 75 degrees, closer to 80 on the surface temp, it's probably not a good idea to fish for these things.
Our Rory Polero joins us now at the desk. Rory, good afternoon. Thanks for being here with us. You worked on this story this morning. We spoke with Clint yesterday, and you are a pretty good angler yourself.
Well, I wouldn't starve to death, but I'm no trophy guy.
So this is important stuff, though, for people who are using the waterway because these fish are very special.
Well, at one time, Chautauqua Lake was the tiger muskie capital of the world, and a former friend of mine who was quite a lunge fisherman, he used to say it took 1,000 casts to boat one keeper lunge. They're more delicate than people think they are if you mishandle them. You know, you see pictures all the time where they're holding them up vertically. Mm-hmm. That's not good for the fish. You need to hold them horizontally, and you need to brace under their neck. And you need to be careful holding them because they have razor-like teeth, and they'll just shred your hand. But they're one of the best fighting fish in New York State. And the world record comes out of New York State.
I could feel that from here, the claw in the hand.
Yeah.
Maybe Justin should have that happen to him.
No.
Well, I did see that happen to a guy fishing pike one time. And he didn't know what he was doing, and he had to go to the hospital. But no, our muskie fishery is important for a lot of reasons. One, protecting the species. Two, propagating the species so there are more of them and healthier, especially with all the different invasive species taking over the lakes. But it's also good for tourism and the economy as well. At one point, no longer, but you had to buy muskie tags, and you were allowed 5 a year, and they cost $1 a piece. And you tagged the muskie, and it used to look like Madison Square Garden on the lake during the big muskie days.
And really, these signs are going to help pretty much everybody use the waterway better, especially if you go out and maybe you don't necessarily have any training at all, that's the case then most of the time?
Well, I think most people who fish lunge know what they're doing because it's sort of a dedicated thing. You're not just catching whatever's out there. You're trying specifically to fish for lunge. The best thing for a beginner or a novice to do, like in your case, would be if you're going to do it, go with somebody who's got a lot of experience doing it. Let them mentor you, and you'll learn as you go. Because it's not something, it's like fly fishing. You don't just go out and do it. There's a lot of education involved. It's like turkey hunting. You don't just go out and grab a turkey. You got to specifically. Right. And so I think these signs will help a lot. I think it's a good project. And they're talking about maybe even doing pamphlets once they get all the signs up in the next 5 years.
Awesome. Cool. Rory, thank you for sharing that with us and for being with us here on New and Noteworthy. Today is kind of a very rainy day out there. If we could take another live look at our News Now cam, Gary chiming in the comments, he says, forget the fish. Bring on the storms. I know Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter will have details coming up. We could give you, there we go, there's a little preview of what he'll be talking about coming up in a little bit in his weather segment. But really he's getting ready for possible thunderstorms this afternoon, right, Dakota?
Yes.
I like it.
And so he'll have of course full details on that in just a little bit. Other news headlines that are happening in Western New York in Chautauqua County is a business owner, Matt. You broke this story yesterday, was arrested after he was raided by New York State Police and the Sheriff's Office.
Yes, this guy, and I did some more research into it. It was a Sheridan pawn. Is that pawn shop right there?
Yeah. It is a pawn shop that he operated.
And originally yesterday, I didn't state the business name because it wasn't given to me, and I couldn't confirm it right hand. But the moral of the story is this guy has been operating a business for years up in the Fredonia area. And it turns out, at least according to the investigation, he had a bunch of marijuana, some scrap metal, stuff like that in there.
Right, and they say this was a several-month-long investigation. They looked into trafficking of narcotics and stolen property as well. He faces a number of charges right now that those are on our website, WNYNewsNow.com. And I mean, there's at least a dozen charges here as well. So
and more charges are expected.
Right.
Well, they also alleged there was a chop shop.
Really?
And what I read, that there were car parts there that with altered VIN numbers and so on.
Right. And we don't see this very often where business owners are allegedly doing illegal activities out of their business. So whenever we do see something like this come up, it's generally pretty big news, because it's like, well, hey, I've gone to that pawn shop.
Or what if they ripped us off? Yeah,
Right, exactly. A lot of people are pretty concerned about that. And then also, stories like this are just disgusting, in my opinion. But a sex offender, as we talked about at the top, was arrested after he was allegedly lurking around children in Dunkirk.
And the question is, I wonder what he was saying. I mean, it's not... On one hand, it's like, if we're having a conversation, it's no big deal, but I just wonder what he was saying. If he was just asking them a question, or if it was getting into something not good.
Right.
I guess I wish there was a little bit more meat to the story.
Right. Yeah. Police didn't release very much, but almost in a sense, the fact that he's on the registry, for a lot of people, I think scares them. They think, oh, my kids, get away.
Yep.
And I mean, you look at his picture and it's like, okay, he's an older gentleman, right? He's convicted of doing something wrong and illegal, and not to say he's continuing to do that, but a lot of people assume that.
That's the allegation, at least. And I can understand the concern. My grandkids, I almost think the guy's lucky it was the police that got him first.
Right. And a lot of people feel that way. That's not something that we're making up here. A lot of people feel that sense when it comes to talking about sex offenders.
I mean, we see that with every story.
Right.
I mean, remember the one like a month or so ago about Dennis Park? He was arrested and he's accused of that rape, but he was convicted before.
Right.
And, people were are still alarmed.
Right. About that. So, and of course, we'll continue to raise awareness in the community and share these stories. Roy, I know you got to go, so as we head to break here, coming up, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter, of course, with a look at his weather forecast, but also some news from SUNY Fredonia. They're breaking records. You're an alumni, aren't you?
Yes, proud alumni of the Blue Devils up there.
They are breaking records. We'll talk about that when we come back.
It's no big deal. It's no big deal. This is no big deal. This is how we do. Yeah, chill, laid back, straight stunting. Yeah, we do it like that. This is how we do. This is how.
Brought to you by the people giving hope at Gifts Decor and More. With the controversial kratom, Gifts Decor and More is giving hope to Southern Chautauqua County residents, one visit at a time.
The Fitness Bunker in Lakewood is a locally owned and operated club that cares about your health and wellness. They invest in it. Right now, enter their 30-day challenge, where for only $69, you get 30 days of unlimited everything. That's right, everything, along with 2 one-on-one personal training sessions. Then, if you lose 10 pounds, you'll get the next month free. Plus, the first place winner will get 2 Buffalo Bills tickets or a $100 gift card. Details right now on the Fitness Bunker's Facebook page.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Turn to Brotherhood Property Maintenance for all your lawn care and landscaping needs. Serving both commercial and residential lots. Check out Jamestown's fastest growing landscaping crew on Facebook or call us now to book an appointment.
First Defense Weather, the Southern Tier's only live and local weather source. Now, here's Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
Well, welcome back, and we've got a lot of weather to talk about, so let's get right into it. This is the HD News Now cam. You can see the raindrops on the camera lens from the rain that was falling pretty much this morning, and again, we're going to be in and out of it here. And the current numbers at the Jamestown Airport, it's 68 with a south wind of 9, with a gust of 18, and a dew point of 67 makes it feel more like 69 degrees, so it's going to be much more humid today than it has been. First Defense Doppler radar, and you can see this is the first band of rain that moved through, hightailed out to the east. Now we're in this next band of rain, and this is associated with two systems that's coming our way. The first system is throwing the rain now. This is the first front. It's a warm front. Then we've got this system. This is the system I told you about yesterday, a deep area of low pressure out to our west. It's very deep for this time of the year. These systems don't tend to be this deep down into the atmosphere this late in the season, and you can see the flow around the low. This is where the rain is going to be. This is our next severe weather system maker, and then behind that, there's a cold front that's going to be moving our way, and it's going to take temperatures down to a more fall-like feel. The Storm Prediction Center has actually increased the severe weather risk for today. They now have all of western New York under a standard slight risk. That's the yellow, and that's a 2 out of 5 for pretty much this afternoon. Now, the one thing we have to look at is the rain this morning. The rain this morning kind of worked the atmosphere over, and that helps to stabilize the atmosphere. What we're going to be looking for is peaks of sunshine. If we get sunshine this afternoon, that's going to destabilize the atmosphere once again, and that could allow this next round of storms that comes in this afternoon to pack a punch here. So again, the main timing window, we're thinking about 5 o'clock probably at the earliest here, and then 8 o'clock at the earliest. Now this may linger into 9 or 10 o'clock, but we're kind of thinking as we lose the heating of the day from any sunshine, the storms will start to weaken a little bit. Again, winds are definitely going to be our main factor here, along with very heavy rainfall. There is a low tornado threat. It's very, very low, but the potential is there that some of these storms could rotate. So we will have to keep our eyes on this throughout the afternoon hours. We'll keep the weather office staffed, and we'll be here watching this. Now, during the first weather segment, I showed you the RPM model. This is the other model we run in the Weather Center. This is the higher res version of it. And you can see it's picking up on that rain that's moving through now, and that ultimately moved through. And all the models have shown this break in the rain coverage. And if we can get the sun to peek out, as I said, that will help to work the atmosphere over again. Here's the next line of showers and storms that's going to be working through, and this is going to be our main concern for the afternoon hours. It's all of this, and if we can get the sun to peek out, that will help to further destabilize the atmosphere once again, and will fuel this next line of storms that comes through. Tonight, the rain will ultimately start to taper off a little bit. A few more scattered showers and storms for the overnight hours. Then tomorrow, we get into the LE word, lake effect, in the terms of showers. There will be some lake effect showers tomorrow coming off the lake. And again, we're going to be looking at this. It's not going to be a big deal for tomorrow. The in-house computer model, how much rain are we going to pick up? Some of it could be significant. Again, take a look at these rainfall totals here. Almost 1.5 inches near Cherry Creek, over 1 inch in Jamestown. Once you go out to Cattaraugus County, then the totals ultimately go up to over 2 inches in some areas. So we will have to keep our eyes for potential flooding issues as well, along with everything else. So big weather day coming up today. Hour by hour for tomorrow, temperature is not going to make it out of the 60s. It's going to be chilly all day with that cold front that comes through. Lake effect rain definitely possible. Next 7 days of your life, and oh baby, you're getting chilly. 71 degrees Thursday, partial sunshine. We're going to be dry Friday, but then the rain chances increase over the weekend and into early next week, and the humidity comes back big old time along with that as well. We'll take a break, and we will be right back.
Yeah, I want you, baby, slow hands, like sweat dripping down my dirty laundry, no.
First Defense Weather is sponsored by Quick Solutions of Jamestown. Count on Quick Solutions for printing, copying, mass mailings, and so much more. Part of your team. Learn more at QuickSolutionsUSA.com. That's QuickSolutionsUSA.com.
I just love to be with the dogs, and I like to do them one at a time. They don't wait for 5 hours in my shop. We have full groom, which includes everything from A to Z, nails, of course brushing, any trimming that needs to be done. I do offer teeth brushing, which is a little extra. So if he takes me 2 hours, it's $40. If he takes me 3 hours, I still keep it down. As long as the dog comes back happy and not at the door, I'm happy.
WNY News Now is sponsored by Chautauqua Audio Works, 3335 South Roberts Road in Fredonia. More than a music store. Call 679-4333. Call now, 679-4333.
And welcome back to New and Noteworthy on this Tuesday. It is pouring out
look
there.
at that.
It's a live look at the News Now, HD News Now cam. Dakota, are you proud? Because I nailed that. I nailed
Yes.
it pretty good.
Justin always calls this camera the 3rd Street camera.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Well, it does overlook 3rd Street, but that's not what our marketing department came up with for the name.
Yeah, but it looks over 3rd Street. I mean, how much simpler could we get it than that?
Well, I don't know. That's with our marketing department.
Hey,
You have to take it up with them.
they're in charge. Gary, I thought you were my friend. Not anymore. Gary says, I'm ready for the snow. Gary.
Oh
We're all
my.
sad now. I'm not ready for snow.
I mean,
a
it
good
goes from
thunder boomer, yes.
From storms to snow. I mean, I like storms, but why snow?
Right. No, we could deal with the rain.
Do you remember
Dakota.
January? I think it was January of 2012, where we literally had severe thunderstorms during the first half of January, and then the second half of January hit us like a ton of bricks and it started snowing.
Really?
I do.
Yeah,
I
it
do
was in
remember
2012,
that.
I think, that year that happened.
Huh. Yeah, no. What do you think about the snow? I mean, is it...
I personally don't like it, but
Right.
It's it's the nature of where we are. You just have to suck it up and deal with it.
Oh, he says snow means no bugs. That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
And Gary Mooney says specify which Gary. Not you, Gary Mooney. Not you. Gary Kraus. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce his name.
Yeah.
Because we talked about that before. I remember Gary Kraus. Don't you forget it. So Rory left, but he's a SUNY Fredonia grad. Matt, you're probably the closest thing we'll get to a SUNY Fredonia.
Probably.
Because you went to JCC. But big news out of... Oh, he says yes. Good. I'm glad, Gary. He's big news out of SUNY Fredonia. Let me get to the script and read the news, hey? So the school announced this week that they're going to have 1,200 first-year students that are expected to fill the classroom. This image is submitted by the college of the orientation they had there. This is record-breaking for the school chain, for the SUNY system in Fredonia, because they've never had numbers like this before. So they had to redo their admission process a little bit to try to coax these kids to get them ready. And the one thing that's really interesting, if you look at statistics right now about colleges, they say that less high school students are going to school now. So to see the numbers at SUNY Fredonia up must say something about the education there.
Well, and I think a lot of it too, if you look at the, for example, the SUNY Excelsior,
right,
that kind of thing. You're right. A lot less people, at least throughout the country, are going to college because of the tuition prices.
Right.
And then here in New York State, you'll see people like Fredonia, JCC, Oswego, the SUNY schools. They are the ones that are thriving because of the Excelsior scholarship and the opportunities that people that may not have a lot of money, they're going to have now.
Right, exactly.
And then plus, I think location has to do with it too, because it's like, Fredonia, you're still close to home.
Yeah.
And, I think that's why a lot of people go to Fredonia from JCC, is because it's close to home, and I think all the credit and I'm ready for the weekend already. And I have an active weather day to go through.
I know, right?
This is going to be bad. But, I think all the credits transfer from JCC
Right.
to
JCC to Fredonia, and really any SUNY school, I think SUNY or CUNY school in New York State,
Correct.
you can transfer your credits as well. So in the last 2 minutes here, let's get to Chief Forecaster's Dakota Hunter's look at our weather. And D, it's going to be an interesting one today.
Yes, we've got a long, busy weather day ahead in that weather office. So once again, just to kind of break down everything, we want to keep you weather ready ahead of today. So strong to severe thunderstorms, possible this afternoon. It's not definite because of the rain we had this morning. It kind of worked the atmosphere over and has started to stabilize the air. But if we can get the sun to peek out in the breaks of the rain coverage this afternoon, that will help to destabilize the air once again and be the fuel for this next line of storms. We think the main timing window is going to be 5 to 8 o'clock tonight, probably at the earliest. And again, we'll see how slow these, and again, we'll see the forward motion on these. Definitely damaging winds and heavy rainfall definitely is the main threats here. And baby, you are getting chilly. 68 degrees Wednesday and 71 Thursday. Nice little taste of fall, but the humidity and the warmth come back big old time as we go through the weekend into early next week.
All right.
Summer's not over.
Not over yet, thankfully. We are not allowed to say the S word on this broadcast, even though we already did. We violated our own. I'm not going to say it. That's it for us.
Snow.
We are not. No, we are back tomorrow.
Snowmageddon.